Hello and welcome to a new episode of our Pokemon Race to Glory. We're here taking on Cinnabar Island Gym leader Blaine. Before I do, I'm quickly inserting a clip. So you'll see that in a minute, explaining a new addition to our team, which I'll probably voice over record. So see that there in a minute. So I was on my way to Blaine, having to go the long way through Seafoam Islands, when I decided to go ahead and try and get my Articuno encounter. I'm really glad I did, because this little guy popped up, and yeah, I decided to go for it and try and catch it. There's no rules against it, so I decided to grab it, and given that I had to take the long way and couldn't fly back to Pallet Town and save some time, I figured I'd catch a Pokemon that maybe would save me a little bit of time and finally have someone on my team who is not weak to fighting types. So there we go, that's how we picked up Yumi the Mew. Okay, so yeah, now you know we have, in addition to doing some off-camera grinding, not a ton as you can see, I'm still about 10 levels below Blaine's ace, but I am ready to go here against Blaine, I'm thinking. So yeah, I'm hopeful that that's the case. We'll go ahead and see. We're not prohibited from using legendaries nor items, so we're just going to go ahead and do as much damage here as we can and see how it goes. I think it shouldn't be a problem because Surf is just so busted, and somehow we outspeed. For the Growlithe anyway, that's maybe possible, but the others I'm not expecting to outspeed here, so yeah, definitely not with that. I'm not sure why our attack is going up. Whatever EVs I've gotten are pretty worthless. Stomp, that's fine. Yeah, again, not really too concerning stuff here. We're not really going to deviate too much for the next gym. This will be the same pair that will come in. I'm not really gonna try. I'm gonna try and not use Mew very often. Oh, nice. That's pretty ideal. No damage there. Oh, almost. All right. So we'll go ahead and just Surf again. And yeah, so I'm excited to. Yeah, I'm excited to take on the next gym as well. I think it should be a fairly decent one. The only reason I'm using Mew in that at all is because there are some... Oh, okay. Unfortunate. Let's just Surf again. Don't kill me. Thank you. Nice. Yeah, there are some fighting type moves, and I literally do not have a single team member, not one team member, who resists fighting type attacks, or is not. Ooh, okay, that does a fair bit of damage there. I think we're dead, so let's quickly heal up. I'm sure he will as well. Nice. Not too concerned though. Fire Blast without a crit isn't really a big threat. That might hurt. Okay, now we're fine. See ya. Yeah, this is the weakest gym, honestly, or one of the weakest gyms. Hence why I'm substantially underleveled for it. It just didn't seem like a big deal. I like our moveset, so we don't need rest. Nah, I'm okay without Snore as well. Oops. Nope. Yep, there we go. Spare me those things. I think Encore is way better. We need an Ice type move. We need Surf, and I just like Body Slam. So we'll do that. All right, cool. We get Fire Blast, a move that I probably will never use. I don't know. Maybe there's something in there that I'm forgetting about in the Elite Four, but. Yeah, nice. Okay, there we go. So now we're gonna get what's his fuck coming and going to one island. So we're not gonna do that. And we'll just go ahead and buy a few more items here, and then we'll fucking head out. Let's get 5 more of those. Yep. Couple of those. couple hyper potions. And we're fine on those. Okay, cool. Nice. And yeah, we're going to quickly go ahead and teach Mew fly. So we should restore that guy too here in a second, which we'll do. But we're not going to get into any battles along the way at the moment. Mew can learn anything, I believe. We want to get rid of Mega Punch and Metronome, and then we'll forget Fly and stuff once it's no longer useful. Yeah, we'll get something else in there. So, but I just do not want to spend all this fucking time surfing and walking everywhere. So, get me first to. I do owe us a name change, so I'm going to go quickly do that and waste a few minutes of time on that, unfortunately, due to my error. So that's my consequence, is I have to waste all this time getting Magneton up and at him. I accidentally put everyone into this box, even though they're still alive. That's the other one. We got to move this one, and we'll switch him with him just to get the full heal. And we'll withdraw, and withdraw, and withdraw, and withdraw. There we go. Nice. Look at all our dead people in the meantime. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get Magneton going. This is the Name Raider, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, this is Mr. Fuji's house. Where's the goddamn Name Raider? Is it this guy? No, it's just a Marowak. I'll find it eventually and waste more time. Here it is. Yep. Perfect. Magneton, tell me what you got. Yeah. We'll nickname him. I don't know, I'm just going to go with the first champion I think of. So Scion. Perfect. Perfect. Yay. That's a better name than before. Thank you. And yeah, now we're going to go ahead and just fly on over to, what's it called? City, Viridian City, correct? Yeah, I think it is Viridian City where he lives. And yeah. Well, we don't need to heal up because we've just done that. And is there a gym here that I'm forgetting about? Here it is. Okay, so yeah, we've got our last final gym leader here. We're gonna go ahead and put Nautilus first. The reason, if you're wondering why I deposited everyone in the box, reason for that is very, very simple. I just didn't want to risk a roar pulling someone out who would be vulnerable and then not being able to easily switch without taking a bunch of damage. So that's why I did what I did there. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and turn switch mode back on here in a second. But once I get through these guys, that is, I'm just going to get some grinding done here and get some levels. So, in fact, I might quickly just cut, and I'll get back to you when we get, oh no, we'll do a full episode, why not? Might be a little bit boring, but yeah, I'll do my best to talk about something interesting through it. Yesterday, Jamie and I went to a couple museums. One of them is the Writers' Museum here in Edinburgh, and then the other was the People's Museum. The Writers' Museum was super cool for me as someone who considers himself a writer and is working on that as my craft. I'm enjoying that. I really enjoyed that, seeing some of like the historical documents and stuff related to three kind of Scottish writers. So Robert Burns, very famous poet, Sir Walter Scott, a famous kind of novelist, and then Robert Louis Stevenson, who Jamie swears is Robert Louis Stevenson. I don't feel like that's right, but I could be wrong. The guy who wrote Treasure Island. Anyways, so yeah, that was cool to go and kind of see. It was a lot of their old kind of like personal effects, their like inkwells, their furniture. There was a rocking horse that Sir Walter Scott had. That was kind of different. It was basically he had I think polio it was when he was a kid, ooh, okay, this could have a dangerous move, but hopefully it doesn't matter. Okay. I think we're okay. Let's just body slam to save PP. Oh, come on, really? Alright, we'll outspeed it and kill it here. The legs of the rocking horse were at two different sizes on it, which was really funny and different. And I was like, why is that? And the sign explained it was because he had polio, which isn't funny. Yeah, it was very, very interesting. Ooh, okay. Oh, that does like fucking nothing. Just for the sake of PP. Yeah. So it was just an interesting kind of little thing that you wouldn't have noticed, but the sign, or well, you might have noticed, but then not had an explanation, and the sign just kind of showed it. The People's Museum was kind of whack, to be honest. I was very surprised by like just the sheer number of like wax people. This is a little bit not my preferred thing, but I don't want to be taking on a fighting type with a weak matchup. And this guy pretty much has just fighting types, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I did use her one other time. I forget what it was, but presumably a fighting type. Yeah, the People's Museum was kind of weird. It was just a bunch of wax people, and it was all pretty much. Jamie's like, oh, I took from it that it was like, it was like people rising up and taking back what's theirs kind of thing. But I kind of viewed it as like a history of like oppression. It was a very interesting, weird kind of exhibit. I wasn't quite certain, but basically, yeah, it started with like, here's how destitute life was back then, and it was even worse at certain times. So I believe we can just go fight Giovanni right now, but I'm gonna just get a couple bits of EXP because these are good and they give us a bunch of money as well, and we'll take it because we're, for whatever reason, low on that still at this stage in the game. So yeah, that was like there was a whole one of the exhibits at the top was like a woman who was living with 3 kids. Her husband has died of tuberculosis, and just like how her only income was disability based, or like charity based or something like that. And then also like at the same time the government was probably going to cut her off from that because she had an illegitimate last child, and so therefore somehow you lose your fucking access to that. I'm not really quite sure why, but yeah, it was just like, it was bad. It was like a bunch of kids and a woman just kind of like all like grubby and like dirty and living in rags and not having enough to eat, and just all kind of living in one tiny little attic space crammed together, sleeping next to each other. It was just sad. Stuff like that. It was just like, oh, it's just sad, talking about all the conditions and how unsanitary Edinburgh used to be and stuff. And yeah, it's kind of different, but I'm gonna just get this last guy here, and then I'll go out and heal and go back and fight Giovanni. So it's the least puzzling gym puzzle, which I'm grateful for. I'll go ahead and try an ice move on this one because he should just be weak to that, and save some PP. Yeah. Yeah, that was it was interesting though. there were definitely some interesting bits. He should be 4 times weak to that, so that's why I go here. I'm trying to think of some exhibits. It was really cool to see like history of unions was really interesting, and kind of how those were outlawed for a gigantic portion of history, which I didn't really appreciate. Well, let's try and surf it. Yeah. I didn't quite realize that those were so so prohibited. So like all the guilds and stuff, that was the closest you could get to a union for a long time, and even those were like pretty much protecting the interests of the very top elite, which was definitely different. But anyway, so eventually unions were not outlawed anymore, and they were people basically just ran to them immediately. Like everyone made unions and really rose up and advocated for really basic rights today of like a normal working week, and like a couple days of paid holiday every year, and just like really like stuff today that is like foundational basics. They were asking for like literally a week of holiday. That today we obviously have quite a bit more than that here in the UK. So it's kind of crazy though too, looking at it, how difficult things are in the US still comparatively. It's kind of sad to look at that and be like, oh wow, okay, we're actually not that much further ahead than what the UK was in like the 1800s in terms of labor laws and protections and stuff, which I find kind of personally a little bit sad. I mean, obviously it's a little bit hyperbolic. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. We'll go up. No, fuck me. Why did I go right? Oh, I didn't even need to be here. That's why I was trying to do that. Just go through this way. Stupid. Here we go. All right, Giovanni. What you got for me? Shouldn't be anything too intense. He actually, I think, had a better team in previous rounds when he had Kangaskhan in there. Kangaskhan's actually a beast. Underrated Pokemon for sure. Always flown under my radar. Anyway, this shouldn't be a challenge. We're now caught up substantially in levels. I think we'll still be behind his ace by at least 5 or 6, but that doesn't really matter when you have this much type effectiveness. Here's his other Rhyhorn. Yeah, we're 7 levels behind, but it's quad effective, so don't know. They didn't make this a serious challenge. Nidoqueen, yes, we will shift. And I may be being a little baby here, but this and Nidoking both have double kick. And I'm not interested in... Oh, fuck me. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, well, I'm glad that ended up working. Ooh, okay. That did, like, fucking no damage. I could have one-shot it if I had just not misclicked. But it's a Mew. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and switch on the Dugtrio, and then we'll switch right back on the Nidoking. So yeah, that's the plan here. Just surf that. Oh, he outspeeds us. And that's crazy that Earthquake is doing like 40 damage. 41, I suppose, but still, that's like nothing. Alright, let's not misclick this time. I'll in fact move Psychic to the front, because that's pretty much all we're going to use Yumi for, to be honest, is things that are weak to Psychic. So, yeah. Hopefully just an easy... There we go. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today's episode. I'm going to do some grinding, probably prior to the last rival fight. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Go check out Aido's video linked in the description below. And I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.